Hey everybody, Anthony 4B4Ds. I've just done a surprise, well, bit of a surprise visit at the Sunshine Workshop, and I thought I'd take the opportunity to spend about 10 minutes and talk about the latest updates with the suspension and some tyre selection options after that. Now, first thing I'd like to say is, bada bing, bada boom, twin tubes, the yellow ones, are old news. We're pretty much finished with those. It's all monotubes all round. This gentleman's just chosen to start setting up his Prado for more off-road, so we can get out more with his son, and obviously contacted me for suspension. And what we've selected for this one is the monotubes in the rear. We use the 701s in the rear there, and the springs, as you can see on the tag, is the 327s, which is the most common spring, which is the medium spring. Now all I want to say is you can go to the 329. It's a little bit heavier. It's not an uncomfortable ride at all whatsoever. That's what I run in both my Prados. No problem at all whatsoever. The 120, it's actually, to be honest, is not even high enough. I'd like a bit more. And the 150 is too high because it's a GX. It's nice and light and it's usually not loaded. But once it's loaded up, it'll be absolutely perfect. So hopefully that helps you a little bit with spring selection. You can come to me for the suspension if you like on Tuesday mornings, 8 AM with that text message, or you can do whatever you want to do. It's fine. I'm happy to help out. This stuff's been really reliable. For a fair while, we averaged out about probably 4 or 5 kits a week for quite a while. It's been going on for years, and I've never had any issues at all whatsoever with leaks. So there's been no leaks. There's been no other problems in all these kits. So it is really super reliable gear. It's good quality and it's awesome value for money. Let's go to the front of the vehicle and see what it looks like there. Okay, so he's got the wheels coming on the front. You can still see he's got the standard tyres. I think they might have done a little bit of off-road. It's just careful. You've got to be careful when you get started going off-road. Don't get too excited with that beautiful Prado paintwork, and just get the tyres and suspension, and don't listen to the kids too much because, the kids, they always want to go and hit the bog holes and all that sort of thing. So nice, beautiful front coils. I'll give you the rundown on what we did with this one as well. So what we did with this one is, of course, in the front on the Prados, we run the 700s, but I also run the 700s in the 120s, but with a different bush at the bottom because the bush is different, rather than using a strut that's too long, a coilover that's too long, because there is some different part numbers available. I suppose that's where you come to me and you'll get the right one, I suppose. As far as spring selection goes, he hasn't got a bull bar, as you can see. It's a standard bumper bar at the moment. His son wants him to get a winch and a bull bar, that sort of thing. So I thought, that's why I'm sort of saying, careful what the kids want and what you want, because the winch can get you to push the vehicle to places where you're going to get yourself into trouble. You're better off trying to get out with some like-minded people. Just because I don't organise a trip on Oz Prado Crew doesn't mean you can't. Get a few newbies together, put a post up, say, hey, first time out, I've just got the lift, I've got the bash plates, I've got the tyres. Anybody else want to join me out in Wombat? And you just cruise around, you're all in the same boat, you're all newbies, have your recovery gear, don't do anything silly, and just do easier tracks. If it looks too much, then don't do it, or get out, look at it together, or you can try and get on one of our trips when that happens. But for this spring selection, 350s. Why? Well, normally that's for a bull bar, but what we've done, we've dropped the spring seat 5mm, which makes 10mm difference at the wheel, because a couple of things, it works better that way. We've done that in our Prado, and it actually works better having the 350 in there with the spring seat dropped rather than going for another spring. And that way, when he decides, if he decides to put a bull bar on, it's still got the correct spring for the bull bar. It might be just a matter of you're going to lose 10mm, or you come in here and follow our other videos, those purple rings, you need to know what you're doing, and you adjust the spring seat up a little bit. You can do that later. Now, these are obviously the best tyres overall. Okay, now people are having a laugh. No, these are the best tyres. There's a lot of questions about tyres, and that's why I thought, let's talk about tyres quickly. Of course, these are the best tyres. That's why Toyota put them on the car. They're probably made in Japan or somewhere. They're decent quality. You can drive like a madman in the wet and they stick. They get really good economy. You can take them off-road, and in dry conditions, they stick just about as good as any other tyre. So there's no real need to change them if you're 99% on the blacktop, and you are, even if you're hitting the tracks every now on the weekend. They're actually a really good tyre. They can do the drier tracks, the easier tracks, that sort of thing. Worst case scenario, you get a puncture. It's going to cost you, what, $220 for another replacement one, or you'll pick up one really cheap because there's all these people getting rid of these to put these big, heavy off-road tyres on. But look, big, heavy off-road tyres are for some people. Now, what's the best tyre for that? Well, that's up for discussion or argument, depends which way you want to look at it. The Wild Peaks are very popular at the moment. You can get those if you want. People say, oh, I don't like the Wild Peaks. No, it's not that I don't like them. They're just kind of a new thing. There's no history on them. People have been using the BFGs, the KOs, whatever, the KO2s in the outback for decades. So they've got the proven history. When we see the majority of our vehicles running those tyres and we never see punches from rocks or sticks or sharp objects, normal sidewall protection, really good grip, they're good on the tracks and they're good in the outback for reliability, but of course they are compromised for on-road use. Of course they're heavier, they use more fuel, at least 1 litre per 100 k's more. Most off-road tyres are going to use more fuel because they're a bigger, heavier tyre. They've got worse rolling resistance compared to a tyre like this. So sometimes it's worth keeping your genuine wheels and tyres like this and just put your, I'd suggest sticking with genuine wheels all the way. Paint them black, get another set, you'll pick them up cheap. There's someone trying to sell a set at the moment, $400 he wants from you. Get a brand new, almost brand new set of genuine wheels, paint them black, $400, it's less than $100 a wheel. Put your off-road tyres on there. Therefore you would get the more aggressive, more reliable tyre. Just watch the prices of tyres at the moment. I mean, they're just really gouging it out at $400, anywhere near $400 for a tyre is way too much. You can get good tyres. Check out the Nittos. I think the Nittos are good. I've never used them. There's also some Yokohamas that I believe are going to be really good, so check those out. People are picking them up for $280 each, the Yokohamas. Some of these deals you can get buy 3, get the 4 free. To get 4 tyres, and if you're having a second set, that's all you really need, because one of these spares can stay on the back of the car. It'll do for a spare for day trips, weekends, and that sort of thing. You should be able to get 4 tyres for no more than $1,200. So let's just stop all this rip-off thing, because it is a big rip-off thing going on. As far as size goes, 265/65 definitely works best. The gearing on the whole vehicle and everything like that. Now, if you go to 265/70, you're going to get about 10 millimeters more clearance at your tyre here, right? 10 millimeters more height. It does make a difference, but it doesn't make much. And of course, once again, it's going to put your odometer and your speedo out, that sort of thing, so take that into account. But you are going to get worse fuel economy. It's not just that your odometer's out, it's also because it's bigger, it's geared up more, the engine's working harder. But if you've got a late 2020 onwards remap version of the Prado with the 1GD, that gearing would probably just allow you to use 5th gear more often, and probably wouldn't make a big difference because it's got that more power, more torque, bigger turbo engine, that's the little engine that's working harder. Around this side, yep, you're pretty much seeing the same thing. Remember to tighten up those bottom bolts when they're on the ground if you're doing your own installation. If you want more suspension information, check our playlists. You've got one called Suspension Information, funnily enough. If you want to know more about wheels and tyres playlist, it'll be in there. Definitely don't like repeating myself, okay? So please watch the videos. Now, if I've got to explain it to you, do you know how much it just does my head in to really just keep explaining it again and again in person to people when I've said it in videos? I've got nothing more to say in person than I have in videos, and I've put the time into the video because there's thousands and thousands of people that want the information, and I can't repeat this thousands of times. I'll do it 5 times, I'll do it 10 times, I'll do updates, okay? But for this vehicle, perhaps the road tyres are not a bad option for a little while at the moment. There's plenty of time to think about what tyres you want to get. Whether you're going to run 2 sets, whether you're going to get a really good set of tyres like mud tyres and just put them on those weekend day trips. That means you need to have a jack and stands, know how to use it, zip, 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 get your little rattle gun happening. Some people like doing stuff like that, so that's great. That's awesome if you want to do that. I'd probably highly recommend it. Then you've got the best safety for you and your family is these road tyres on the road, and you're on the road most of the time. Remember we said that, 99% of the time, not 90%, not 70%. These people, they go, oh, 70% of the time I'm going to be on the road. No, you're not. Some people are like that, but even I'm on the road over 90% on the blacktop, right? It's a fact of the matter. You can have the vehicle for outback trips doing thousands of Ks. At the end of the day, you're probably going to do, well, I suppose maybe I'm a bit different because we've got a number of vehicles, and we might do a 15 or 20,000 K dirt trip and the vehicle's parked and only does a couple thousand Ks, so maybe that's different. And I'm sure there's plenty of people like that, but most people are driving the vehicle every day, so you're better off having that 99% of the time having these tyres on and just swap over to your other wheels. If you're only going to, what are you going to go, 6 weekends a year, 10 weekends a year? You're going to go 2 weeks in a row, maybe leave them on for the week. Enjoy the noise, enjoy the extra fuel you're using and the money it's costing you. So just be aware of that, because over 100,000 K lifetime on your tyres, it's not just the extra fuel you use, it's the cost of the tyres, right? A couple of $1,000s a lot of people are paying. you'll pay an extra $2,000 in fuel minimum over 100,000 life of the tyre. Let's say the tyre's going to last, you know. So it is really expensive, at least a litre per 100 kilometres more. You work out at an average of about $2 a litre. Anyway, the man can talk. I'm done talking. I've talked about tyres again, suspension. I don't hate Wild Peaks. I've seen them on the tracks with, didn't look the greatest traction when comparing to the other tyres. There's a lot of KO2s I've seen on the tracks for decades, on the same cars, on the same Prados, that sort of thing. I could be just wrong, but I've got no reason to love KO2s or hate Wild Peaks or love Yokohamas or hate Grand Treks or anything like that. So a bit of a surprising video. I actually love these tyres because these get the best fuel economy. They drive quiet on the road. They drive awesome. The vehicles, the Prados, the Hiluxes, they handle really well on these tyres. That's why in Japan, the Toyota, that's why they put them on there, because these are the best suited tyre to the vehicle. Of course, these can go out on dirt tracks, no problem. If you want, if I've still got them when they get half worn, once they're half worn and they've got getting down, you know, a little bit lower than this set, these are getting down a bit, I will use these tyres off-road for ages. What, going to get a puncture? Well, I put the spare on, and then I go on Oz Prado Crew and I go, oh, there's a bloke giving away a set of wheels and tyres cheap for $600, and I'll snap them up, and I've got a whole nother set. See, bargain. So you got to think carefully about what you're going to do. I know a lot of people are going, no, I'm just sticking with the KO2s because they've had them for, like I said, decades. They trust them, they use them, they out rough on the vehicle, rough tracks, sharp rocks. They don't get punches, they don't get damage from the rocks. It's just amazing how reliable they are, and that's why I like them for that purpose. And a lot of people aren't going to run 2 sets of wheels and tyres. So I think I'm done talking. Let's wrap it up. Thanks for watching. If you learnt something and you liked it, hit the like button. If you want, subscribe. If you want more info, check out the suspension playlist or the wheels and tyres playlist. See ya. And this vehicle's pretty clean, and that's the usual amount of dirt that falls out the front. So that's why we like clean cars, because you know what? We're not grots. Some people are grots. We're clean vehicle technicians. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Correct.
Right, so happy days.